Well, welcome back. Welcome back with your boy, as blue as it gets, with another one of his post game feelings, feels, reactions, info, whatever. This week we're coming off matchup against Las Vegas Raiders, starring guys like Brandon Jacobs, Devontae Adams on offense, uh, led by Aiden O'Connell, rookie coming in this year. Defensive guys like Max Crosby, Jonathan Hankins, old school names from the Giants you might recognize there. But yeah, Max Crosby's their guy, and he had his game today and everything, so that's what it is. Yeah, led by an old school favorite of ours, fan favorite, Antonio Pierce, um, legendary linebacker of the New York Giants, Super Bowl winning team, the Eli Manning, um, epic comeback against New England Patriots. You know who that is. If you don't know who it is, then you're not a Giants fan. Or you're too young of a Giants fan, whatever. Okay, that's just Antonio Pierce. Yeah, debuting as a head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders since they just fired Josh McDaniels. He had to go, man. He was terrible. McDaniels was terrible, man. And Devontae got tired of it. Team got tired of it. And he gone. But that was what we were facing today, pretty much. With on our side here, Saquon Barkley, once again in the game, coming off his 36 carries, trying to show up and do his thing. Healthy as can be, of course. Nothing on the injury report that I can remember. Evan Neal was back in the game. I believe we had Andrew Thomas back in the game. Um, Maybe even JMS. I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember that. And excuse me. Yeah, absent of Darren Waller. But most importantly, this game was Daniel Jones's return from his neck injury. It's been a long time, about the last 3 weeks we've been without him, Tyrod. And yeah, it was just his week to come back, man, and try to take advantage of some of the things we had going with the defense and defensive play and some of the things on offense, scheme wise and play wise, big play wise that we had been doing in the prior weeks. They take advantage of. Unfortunately, that didn't last long, or at least until the end of the first quarter. DJ went down. You know how we do. Players get hurt, man. So we're going to try to be as easy as we can along the way about his situation and just making sure that his health is primarily taken care of. This isn't his neck injury, so there's room to discuss things still. I wouldn't let that handle from me going further into anything like that. But let's get him over here. Yeah, so Daniel went down, man. To start out, he was not looking too great in my opinion. He overthrew Saquon on one throw, and early on, first play to pretty much the game, just totally off target towards Saquon. Another one later on, in this series, maybe in another series, I can't remember how in the first course. He had a couple, but another play, a left sideline, going to Darius Slayton. He was covered heavily on the man defense, just a little high. He just wasn't exactly on, which is okay. That's why I don't want to talk about it too much because it's been a few weeks since he was in the game. But he was just working his way through some of that, and it just never got a chance because he did get injured. Trying to do a rollout or some moving in the pocket, escape the pocket in some way, um, pressure, stuff like that. It wasn't necessarily all that crazy pressure wise. It was only the end of the first quarter that we really saw him. But he tried to make a move over to the right outside with Cager over there. Lawrence Cager, you might remember from last season. Had a little wide receiver work for us. But he's a tight end actually on the roster. And he was over there uh, ready for a block, maybe a delayed block scheme, something like that. But uh, Daniel tried to make a move to the outside around him to his right, and he tried to cut back into his left because a couple defenders in the secondary kind of moving up, and he just cut back in, man. He just went down. It was a no contact injury. We're presuming that it's probably ACL, MCL, likely. It was no contact. And when you see non-contact injuries, it's just never really good. So yeah, that's pretty much that. After that, man, you know what time it was. It was Tommy DeVito and the Saquon Barkley show. But thank gracious, it wasn't just the Saquon Barkley show this game. Tommy DeVito actually got to throw the ball. It was impressive that he actually got to throw the ball today. Because last game we just act like he couldn't do this. Scheme wise, or let me say introduction wise, that Daniel did start out. That were some things that you were hoping to see when he started out. He was getting the ball down there, tossing, some shot plays, to Hyatt, but he was overshooting him by some yardage too. So, I can't. It was during the game, so we'd have all 22 to really see if it was Hyatt getting bumped off a route or something like that. Timing was off. It was just overshot throws, really. And that turned out to be it. But once he got hurt, Tommy DeVito came in and he was allowed to throw some balls. He had two interceptions early, deep shots down the middle of the field. One towards the end of the zone, man, that if he had more arm, maybe this might just be a physical limitation to him, whatever. It is what it is. He just couldn't get the ball, just deep enough. He didn't get fully stepped into it to get it down there, and it came up short and it got picked off. But it was a play that, would have had a chance if it got past. A little more depth on the target on that one. Uh, a situation where Hyatt or whomever actually didn't overran it, but had more speed than what he threw on it, as opposed to when Hyatt was getting a little overthrown on the left side there. A few shot plays he got from DJ. After that, man, it was straight defense, was getting destroyed. They just were not the same defense today. Um, it was a little deflating. Admittedly, probably coming out, man, first quarter, and you have a starting quarterback, may not be, fully healthy or whatever, but it's whatever. It's the starting quarterback. It's Daniel Jones, so you got something behind. Say it's not Tyrod and it's not Daniel, or it's not Tyrod. You know what I'm saying? But it's Daniel. It's good that it's either Tyrod or Daniel, basically. But then once you lost that and you just passed Tyrod and you passed Daniel and Tyrod, and you're back down to Tommy DeVito right now, and maybe Mark Barkley in the foreseeable future for the season. It just, for that game, man, it just, defense got hit both ways, man, coming out from the opposing team and what was going on in their own team at the time. Um, yeah, so Josh Jacobs had a pretty good day today. He was just running everywhere, man. They had lanes all over the place, left side, right side. They were running it, man. After contact, he wasn't, actually the tackling was pretty good after contact. It wasn't terrible, at least to begin out with. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it with they were just gassed, man. Aiden O'Connell, the quarterback, rookie quarterback this season for the Raiders, came in and he was making some throws, man. He was hitting deep shots. Like I say, it was not a great the game, the same defense quite today, and they were getting beat on stuff, man. Guys just getting beat downfield pretty much. Sideline stuff was okayish. Underneath stuff was okayish, but underneath wasn't really needed because Josh Jacobs was running the ball pretty damn good today. Um, Against our defense. And yeah, it was one of those games, man. They towards the end they started to come on a little bit. The score was like 30-6, 30-7 final score, like 36 final score. We just got demolished defensively, but you explain some of that at least because offensively, which we'll get to now, it wasn't much. Saquon actually had a pretty good day today. He didn't get the heavy load of carries that he had against the Jets. Thank gracious, because wear and tear is a real thing. And, from my opinion, the last game already, if you wanted to win it like he's going to win it with him on his shoulder, it on his shoulders, you would have gave him that last carry, to see if he could have got that first down and ended it. So this game was less on him, thankfully, because Tommy DeVito was allowed to throw some passes. They had some designs and preparedness around their preparation around getting him to make some plays into the passing game. So it worked out well there. As well as it could for a rookie guy who's a third stringer, on the team and wasn't really seen as like the second stringer like that either. Um, like an Aiden O'Connell, perhaps. Man, it was a rough one, man. Once DJ went down, it offensively was deflating. But Saquon did run well. Our run game provided something today. Neither running back had 100 yards. Also, Josh Jacobs, technically speaking, did have 100 yards rushing. He last two carries of the game or something like that. defense kept them under 100 yards with a TFL. A couple of defensive guys that were there today. Jihad Ward had an okay game. Jihad Ward had an okay game. Nothing really from Kevion Thibodeau. I don't think we had any sacks. Maybe one if we did. Um, yeah, but I mean, he was doing what he could. Nobody was really getting anywhere. Dex was giving good pressure as he always does. Kevion was trying to show up today, um, but again, the run game was really, really a factor today overall, to where the pass game wasn't even as opportunistic for the defensive edges and even the interior to make plays. Although Micah McFadden might have had a sack because he was doing a lot of great stuff. Great game for Micah McFadden today. Bobby Okoroke had a okay, good to good game. Probably he made a really good stop inside interior tackle for loss right at the line of scrimmage. Josh Jacobs, who was having a great game. So he was making some plays. Linebacker play was pretty good today. Isaiah Simmons as well was pretty good today from what I saw of him. Couldn't see everything, of course. Maybe in all 22, I'll see more. But defense was getting ran through, and the deep shots and everything were hitting. And offensively, we just could not keep up. So I feel like that's more where we're trying to talk about, but it's hard because Tommy DeVito just wasn't Daniel, and Daniel was what he was before he was out. So even what we're going to get today was a little up in the air, um, and at the start it was a little. So what else we got? Oh man, as far as special teams, I don't think we kicked the ball worth a damn at all today to do anything. Excuse me. Um, Yeah, no, Cade York, we brought in Cade York and Randy Bullock, I believe, if I'm thinking the right name. But we didn't kick any field goal attempts, and I don't know what happened. When we scored our touchdown, we went for two that didn't succeed. I believe is what happened, and yeah, that's the game pretty much. There was better preparation to offensively at least. Um, for what May was to come, and it happened to come when DJ went down. As far as his future, man, this injury is more likely if it is an ACL, MCL is going to keep him out for the rest of the season, and possibly somewhat through any preseason action and camp action, maybe depending on severity of it and things like that, and just his health, getting back to the game, getting back in the flow of things. So no, that is what it is there. Wish him the best is getting healthy. As far as the team, we're not a franchise. This franchise not really one to leave guys out to hang and dry when they're injured like that. So I expect at least that Dan will be afforded the time to get healthy back before there are any other major decisions made around his time here. His contract is his contract anyhow. You know what I'm saying? So he's got all year. It's already on the books for him to get healthy and attempt to come back. So perhaps that he could come back sometime early next season, week 4, week 8ish next season. Depending. I don't know. I don't want to say. I don't want to speculate on that for him because it's his body and the doctors and medical staff. And I'm not either one of those. You know what I'm saying? So I don't disrespect that part of it. But it is an ACL. Or MCL or his knee. And he's a mobile quarterback. It's his plant leg. He's a right-handed quarterback, so it's his plant leg. Things like this all come into play. Um, it's another L. Okay. As far as the next game or further in the season, we're just playing these games as they come right now. I'm not even sure who we got next. Can't even think off the top of my head. We really have to absorb everything that just is happening today. As far as the loss, but now dealing around losing DJ once again this season and having to navigate some other quarterbacks going to come in here and not just have it be on Saquon Barkley and Matt Breida and you know whatever else is supposed to be other than the run game because it's two parts of an offense, right? Okay, no problem. It's you know, like I said, this is gonna be an easier thing just to absorb the game. Anything more major I'll have in later on in the week regarding just the teams. well, you know how it goes, man. What it is, we hear from the coaches and find out more about teams' status around health. You know what all this was really supposed to be, man. Um, because to me, I already said at the beginning of when I started my channel right now, man, it's not that long ago, but it, many of these things, man, was not hard to work out because the team, what it was last season, it just wasn't much. And I don't say it wasn't much because they got to the playoffs. You want to give them that, right? But how we got there wasn't the most friendly boat ride, friendly of seas. It wasn't just, it was a grind. It was a grind to really, really get there. And it's a grind every day for a lot of people in the world trying to do things they do. So we understand as far as the franchise trying to build something, but how they, oof, man. And it is what it is, right? Okay. I'm in this right here around here, man, and just welcome those and thank those who came here and checked us out again. Once again, thank y'all. If you're watching the whole video, especially thanks, whatever else, man. You come back and do it another time, definitely thanks. Um, it you know, you see, I'm starting to put some more things together, man. I'm trying to progress this thing, and I'll be here for the long ride with this. I feel like because watching this team right now is I guess not something you can do alone, man. You got to be with somebody else to do this, right? So you're with me, and I'm with you as this goes along. You know, it's nuts, right? I know. Can't do they get it together, right? Figure he get. But don't tell me about injuries because this is not good. You know, and they're not good. Positions, players get hurt. That's the whole fucking point. It was the whole point to begin with. But whatever. Um, Once again, thanks. Score was 30-6. Defense was not great. Offense vanished once Daniel got hurt. Saquon ran well enough. High made some plays. They tried to come on towards the fourth quarter, but it was already over by then, pretty much. All right, y'all. See y'all next time. It's your boy as blue as it gets. Go blue, go Giants, man. Wow. Can't wait to hear later on this week what there is to hear about from all channels as I'm transitioning from the clown channel to my own. Peace.